it is 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We bring you developing news.
And the stories behind the headlines. This is StoryCon. I'm Gretchen Ho.
And I'm Regina Lay. Some stories we're watching this Friday, November 22nd. The House leadership condemns Vice President Sara Duterte's breach of security protocols. Duterte visited her detained chief of staff, Zuleika Lopez, at the lower chamber last night. The leadership said Duterte stayed beyond visiting hours despite appeals from the House Sergeant-at-Arms to leave. She even stayed in the office of her brother, Davao Congressman Pulong Duterte, until early morning today. Duterte's refusal to leave prompted a House lockdown and SOP to ensure safety. Pastor Apollo Quiboloy has been granted a new 5-day medical furlough following a jaw infection. This will begin tomorrow and will last until Wednesday, November 27. He will then be transferred to the Philippine Heart Center, where he was previously confined due to an irregular heartbeat. Quiboloy returned to Camp Crame only on November 16 after his first medical furlough.
And Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu calls the International Criminal Court's arrest warrant against him and his former defense chief distorted and anti-Semitic. The ICC is accusing Netanyahu and Yoav Gallant of war crimes and crimes against humanity in Gaza. Here is Netanyahu's reaction, courtesy of the Associated Press.
זהו יום שחור בתולדות העמים. בית הדין הבינלאומי בהאג, שהוקם כדי להגן על האנושות, הפך היום לאויב האנושות. בית דין מוטה זה החליט להוציא צווי מעצר נגדי ונגד שר הביטחון לשעבר יואב גלנט, בהאשמה מופרכת מן היסוד שאנחנו כביכול ביצענו פשעים נגד האנושות, בעוד שהאמת הפוכה לחלוטין. זוהי פשיטת רגל מוסרית. היא פוגעת בזכותן הטבעית של הדמוקרטיות להגן על עצמן מפני טרור רצחני. זהו צעד אנטישמי שיש לו מטרה אחת: להרתיע אותנו ממימוש זכותנו הטבעית להגן על עצמנו מול אויבים הקמים עלינו להשמידנו. מאשימים את מדינת ישראל ברצח עם, בשעה שאנחנו פועלים להגן על עצמנו מאויב שמנסה לבצע בנו רצח עם. מאשימים אותנו בפגיעה מכוונת באזרחים, בשעה שאנחנו עושים הכל כדי למנוע פגיעה באזרחים. וזה מול אויב שמסתתר מאחורי אזרחים ומשתמש בהם כמגן אנושי. מאשימים אותנו בהרעבת אוכלוסייה, בשעה שאנחנו מכניסים מאות אלפי טונות מזון להזנת האוכלוסייה. וזה בשעה שהחמאס בוזז מזון זה, והוא שמרעיב את תושבי עזה.
And joining us today is StoryCon's resident political pundit, Ronald Llamas. Matagal ko nang gustong i-intro yun sa inyo, no? Lagi ko lang naririnig eh.
Nai-intro naman natin sa big story, ah.
Oo. Pero iba yung sa StoryCon eh.
Good afternoon,
Kasi dito, pwede ko sabihin
Regina.
na, resident political pundit, a.k.a. resident chismoso.
Yes.
Insider.
AKA International Man of Mystery.
Sa big story, hindi pwede sabihin.
Okay. So only here.
Kakasimula pa lang yan, ha? Nagsisimula pa lang, ha?
Well, you're outnumbered today, so no choice ka. You're on the hot seat because we also have from the Philippine Star Editor-in-Chief, Ami Pamintuan. Ami, where are you? There we are.
Wow,
pink na
Hi,
pink.
good afternoon. Happy Friday.
Magandang hapon.
Happy Friday.
Happy weekend.
Ronald, the only torn ka. Torn.
Nakaka-tense. Surrounded
only
by
torn
three
ka.
awesome women.
Oh, that's not what he called us before, Ami.
Sasabihin ko sana, witches.
Oh, yun. Witches yung sabi niya before.
Tagalog, bruha.
Exactly. Yun yung sabi niya before.
Dito, baka makulam tayo.
Ganun. You're outnumbered
Di bali,
today.
Delta male ka naman.
Delta.
So bagay ka dito.
Kagabi kasi dun sa safe house, Ami, panoorin mo next week. Yung safe house namin, 5 kami. Na mga
Ano yun?
si Robbie Alampay, si Ed Lingaw, si Patrick Paez, si Haydarian, tsaka ako. Puro mga alpha male. Ang iingay. Ako lang ang delta male. walang gusto magpatalo.
Delta.
Kaya sabay-sabay nagdedebate. No? Hindi ko alam kung ano itsura next week, no? Wednesday night.
Pero ito nga, Friday na Friday, akala natin medyo papahinga na tayo.
We
pero
always say
nakakagulat.
that. We always say Friday is supposed to be quiet, pero actually the last few weeks
It has
hindi
been
na eh.
very explosive on Friday, starting off with the Vice President camping out
Last
at
night.
Batasan, joining Chief of Staff Zuleika Lopez. Tapos sinasabi ng congressman in a statement na binuksan namin ang pinto ng malasakit para sa kanya. Binigyan siya ng special na pahintulot na bisitahin si Attorney Zuleika Lopez. Yun nga lang, pagkatapos ng oras ng pagbisita na natapos ng 10 o'clock ng gabi, hindi siya umalis. Sa halip, nagtuloy siya sa opisina ng kanyang kapatid na si Congressman Pulong Duterte.
May mga rules kasi dyan sa Congress, no? Hindi pwedeng matulog dyan eh. At saka kung sakali, may exception, halimbawa, yung mga, dati kasi may mga congressmen na wanted, no? Na binibigyan ng sanctuary ng Congress. Special kwan yun, special decision. At lalo na yung mga security. Saan matutulog yung mga security? Ang dami pa namang security ni Vice President.
I guess hindi sila tulog, right?
Oh,
They just stood guard the whole night. I guess, yeah.
Siyempre, antukin
Pero
din.
hindi ba may kanya-kanya naman silang opisina talaga? And meron silang jurisdiction dun sa kanilang opisina. Kung anong gagawin nila?
Pero maliliit lang yun eh. Pero mismo yung mga opisina na yun, may rules in terms of visitation. No? Ang alam ko...
Pero bawal ba yun, Ronald? Sa
Overnight.
kapatid siya natulog eh, sa kwarto ng kapatid niya.
Yung overnight, alam ko
Tapos sabi
bawal
niya
yun.
ngayon, bibisita daw siya doon araw-araw hanggang sa
Yeah.
25.
Hindi, okay naman yung bisita. Yung matulog ang bawal. No?
Baka di siya natulog.
Hindi, yung pagbisita niya doon sa kulungan, the detention facility, pero matutulog siya doon sa kwarto ng kapatid niya.
Yes.
Wala nga
Ano ba
ganun eh.
rules?
Bawal yun eh. Bawal yun. Kahit yung mga kongresista, bawal matulog sa office nila. Dahil hindi naman pwede yung mga kongresista nandun matutulog.
Is
Baka
that
kung sino pa dalhin ng mga yun doon, di ba?
Wait.
Wala naman ako naisip pa hiwatin. No?
Is that a hard and fast rule? Nakasulat ba yan sa rule book,
Muka.
sa ethics code? Because what
Muka.
if they're pulling all-nighters writing, working,
Mukhang
diba?
may rules sila na nakasulat. Pero hindi pa kasi ako naging kongresista, kaya hindi pa ako nagdadala ron. Hindi pa ako natutulog.
Pero ito nga, mukhang may letter si Congressman Pulong, no? Na kanyang pinadala kay Congressman Joel Chua na this representation is writing to respectfully inform you that I have given my sister, Vice President Sara Duterte, my unconditional permission to stay indefinitely in my office to discharge her day-to-day duties.
Indefinitely.
I guarantee that no illegal acts or unlawful activities shall be committed by the Vice President.
Baka hindi nabasa ni Pulong Duterte yung rules. No? I doubt kung
Ito,
Ronald, hindi ba
specific-
exempted ang Vice President dyan?
Oo nga.
Well, it's a
She's
separate...
the second highest
Parliamentary
official.
courtesy.
Kasi doon daw
Courtesy.
mag-opisina
It's a
eh. Pwede ba siya mag-opisina ron?
It's a separate institution eh. Lalo na nakalagay dito indefinitely. No? Yung executive, titira doon sa legislative.
Sabi naman ni Congressman Pulong na kindly note that she is amenable to stay in this representation's office even without electricity
Ayan na,
and running
yes.
water and during periods of maintenance. Very specific yon.
But what you're saying is he doesn't actually have the right to grant
Yun ang alam ko.
permission.
But it's better
kasi-
kung tanungin natin yung Sergeant at Arms.
we were trying to get him na eh.
Para malaman talaga natin yung rules nila. Alam ko may mga rules yan, bawal yan.
Yeah.
Kaya nga naglabas ng statement yung 5-6 na kongresista tungkol dyan. No? May mga questions siya about security, may mga questions about propriety, at saka yung separation of powers between the executive and the legislative. No?
Although if you remember,
Pero
noong
ano yun
October,
eh, Vice President kasi siya eh, di ba?
noong October
She's the
sinabi niya
Vice
na yan
President.
na pagka-detain yung staff niya, sasamahan daw niya.
I'm gonna read you the statement from back then. Sabi niya, basta sinabihan ko sila, I'll be with you every step of the way. Sinabihan ko din sila, kung decision mo magpa-detain, sasamahan kita doon sa loob ng detention, walang problema yan sa akin. That's what she said back then.
Sabi nga ni Speaker, what's all the fuss? Ba't di nalang sagutin yung mga tanong? Yun yung, ba't lumalaki pa yung issue? Kaya ang habol lang naman ay sagutin yung mga tanong. Nasaan si Chippy? Si Piatco. No, hindi pala Chippy. No? Chippy, panahon namin ni Ami yun eh.
Wait,
Naalala
Ami.
mo Ami yung Chippy nung panahon natin, di ba?
I mean, what about you guys?
Piatos na ngayon, Ronald.
Oo nga.
I mean, your reporters sa Philippine Star, how did they cover it? They also stayed overnight. The ones who trail Vice President.
Inaabang-abangan lang nila, I think until midnight. Tapos, kaninang maga nga, yun na nga, nalaman na lang nila na nag-stay nga pala kay Pulong.
At
Tapos ngayon nga, yun ang sabi na until the 25th, balak niya kasi mag-break uli yata yung Congress by the 26th.
Yes.
So hanggat naka-session yung Congress, doon sila. Although ang pagkakaintindi ko sa statement niya, hanggat nakakulong yung Chief of Staff niya, she will be there.
Yeah,
So hindi natin
25.
mangyayari if there's no session, kung mag-i-stay pa rin siya dyan.
Ilang security kaya yung kasama niya, Ami? Hindi naman siguro yung 400,
Diba
no?
more than 400 ang security ng OVP, even with the withdrawal of about 70, no? She still has more than 400. Siguro, nandun sa labas siya ng premises ng Congress, no?
Parang
That's why na-lockdown yung house siguro.
parang invasion yun.
Tanungin nga natin, kamusta na at kung
grupo yan.
kasama nga ba ni VP Sara ang kanyang security at kung nandun pa rin, ano na ganap dyan sa batasan. Joining us now, we have News 5 correspondent Ria Fernandez. Ria, what's the latest?
Hi Gretchen, good afternoon. Andito tayo ngayon sa labas, sa perimeter gate ng, I think ito yung sa Southgate, bahagi ng Southgate. Ang nakikita natin ngayon ay yung building sa may South Wing Annex. And nakikita rin natin na mayroong ilang mga pulis na nakapantay, Kasi dito sa bahaging ito, nakuna ng video na naglalakad si Vice President Sara Duterte kanina bago tayo pumasok doon sa press center para nga sa press conference ni Congressman Joel Chua. So as we speak, ay nandito pa si Vice President Sara Duterte sa premises ng Batasan Pambansa.
Ria,
Ria, ano ba rules dyan? Would you know the rules governing? Kasi sinasabi nila, kwarto naman daw yun ng kapatid niya at pinayagan naman siya ni Congressman Pulong. Ano ba yung specific rule governing? Saka covered ba yung Office of the Vice President? She's the Vice President of the country.
Ani, tama ka dyan, Ngayong araw, nagpadala ng panibagong sulat si Congressman Paulo Duterte sa kanyang mga kasamahan dito sa Kamara kung saan sinasabi niya na binigyan niya ng authority o pahintulot si VP Sara na gamitin yung kanyang tanggapan. Kanina nakausap natin over the phone si Congressman Paulo Duterte and ina-argue nga niya na kahit sino, kahit mangingisda, pwede daw matulog sa kanyang tanggapan dahil sa taong bayan naman daw ang kanyang opisina at ang kahit anong parte ng Batasan Pambansa. Kanina binusisiri natin, tinry nating makahingi pa ng further details mula sa mga opisyal ng Kamara. Ang nagpa-press con kasi yung Sergeant at Arms na si General Napoleon Taas at saka si Congressman Joel Chua, yung hepe ng dumidinig na komite sa Confidential Funds, yung Committee on Good Government and Accountability. Ayon kay General Taas, meron silang specified time para sa pagbisita, So kapag daw Mondays to Wednesdays, yun yung session days nila, magsisimula daw ang visiting hours from 8 a.m. to 11:30, then mag-give way lang sa lunch break, then pagdating ng mga 1 or 1:30 up to 5 p.m. lang. Minsan pwede daw i-extend hanggang 7 p.m. Inaalaw naman nila, pero maximum of 2-hour extension lang. That is from Monday to Wednesday. Pagka Thursday naman, non-session day yon, usually yan yung araw na bumabalik sa mga constituents, sa mga distrito yung mga kongresista. So yung visiting hours nila magsisimula ulit ng alas 8 ng umaga, may lunch break, and then hard stop na sila ng 5 p.m. Ang kwento sa atin ng mga mambabatas dito, ng mga opisyal ng Kamara, nakatanggap sila ng a couple of letters from the Vice President. Yung una, hinihiling niya sa komite na baka pwede daw niyang samahan ang kanyang Chief of Staff na si Atty. Zulaika Lopez sa pagkakadetain dito. Ang sagot ng komite ay hindi to pwede dahil hindi ka naman kasama dun sa mga in-order o inutusan na ma-detain sa Kamara. And next correspondence daw ng Vice President is, sige, sasamahan ko na lang during the full period ng detention or bibisitahin ko na lang during the full detention period si Atty. Lopez subject sa guidelines ng Sergeant at Arms dyan sa Kamara. No? Pero ikinagulat nila na come 8 p.m. kagabi, dumating si VP Sara, pumunta, binuksan naman daw nila yung parang visiting area, mga 10 o'clock daw natapos yun. So ina-expect nila, i-exit na daw ng Batasan Complex si VP Sara. Pero laking gulat nila, kumbaga nag-detour si VP Sara at dumiretso sa room 304 ni Congressman Paulo Duterte. And hanggang ngayon, nandito pa rin si VP Sara.
Aria, aside dun sa statement ng Sergeant at Arms at saka ni Committee Chair Chua, makakakuha ka kaya ng mga rules nila dyan? Alam ko may written rules dyan eh. Yung mga staff, mismo yung mga kongresista ay mag-a-abide ng rules na yon. Unless may pamorningan na session. Halimbawa sa national budget, may gusto. Yun ay may mga exception na ganyan. Pero very specific yung rules dyan eh. Halimbawa, hindi naman pwedeng tumira sa Senado si Vice President Sara Duterte. Dahil may mga rules dyan eh. Ganon din sa Congress. These are separate bodies, no, na sinasabi nga natin sa ating political system, may checks and balance. No? Just as hindi naman pwedeng pumunta yung mga kongresista sa office ng Vice President at sa Malacanang at magdala ng sleeping bed. No? May mga ganong klaseng respect eh, tsaka rules for propriety at tsaka security.
Tama, Ronald, no? Oo. Kanina, nung tinatanong natin si General Taas, no, aabot ba tayo doon sa talagang puwersahang palalabasin na si VP Sara? Well, he was citing na magkamista pala sila sa PNA kasi honorary member daw nila to si VP Sara noon, class of 1984. So, dadaanin daw nila sa pakiusap kasi after all, Vice President pa rin to, no? Pero ang pakiusap nga nila, sana daw ay, kumaga sa kanya namang galing, no? Kasi pwede naman daw na bumisita ulit sa mga susunod na araw, even on weekend, si VP Sara, within the visiting hours. Kasi ang sinasabi nga nila, this entails yung number ng security dahil siya yung second highest leader of the land. And syempre, yung power consumption, although sinagot na yan ni Congressman Paulo Duterte, no, na ang sabi niya sa sulat at sa phone call din natin, no, na okay lang, kahit patayin yung supply ng kuryente sa tanggapan niya. Kasi ever since naman, hindi naman daw nila ginagamit yung tanggapan niya dahil lagi siyang nasa kanyang constituents. Pero pagdating doon sa kung magmamatigas o defiant si VP Sara, kahit makailang ulit ang pakiusapan siya ng Sergeant at Arms o ng kung sino mang otoridad dito sa Kamara, wala daw kasing explicit penalty ang Kamara, specifically sa guidelines ng Office of Sergeant at Arms pagdating doon. Kaya yun ang hope nila, no, na sana manggaling na daw mismo kay VP Sara yung pag-alis dito sa Batasan Complex.
So all they can do at this point is appeal to her good sensibilities. Ria, yung conversation, yung phone interview niyo with Congressman Pulong Duterte, what was it like? Because I read the transcript and he comes across as very angry. Parang tama ba? Yun nga, he brought up the idea na pwede nilang putulin yung power and tubig. She can survive. Sabi din niya na kahit tanggalin yung security ni VP Sara, marunong din naman daw siya bumarel. It struck me as parang galit na galit siya. Was that
may animosity
was that accurate?
Talaga, no?
Oo.
Correct. How you read it, how you felt it, that's exactly how it sounded. So very strong din yung mga responses ni Congressman Duterte when we asked him about dun sa mga naging statement ng House leadership, nila Congressman Joel and even ng Sergeant at Arms, no? So, tinanong ko rin na, hanggang kailan ba dito si VP Sara, na pag-usapan ba nila? But he told me na, well, she can stay as long as she wants. So, hindi rin niya alam kung anong magiging plano ni VP Sara.
Ria, yung security detail ni VP Sara, nakikita mo ba dyan? At si VP Sara lang ba talaga yung nasa loob ng complex?
Video na nakuha natin kanina, may mga companion siya, no? So that includes her close-in security. Ngayon, yung nakikita ko ngayon from where we at, sa labas mismo ng perimeters ng Batasan Complex, merong mga dineploy na police mula dito sa Quezon City Police District. So I think mga a few, like mga 6 sila, mga naka bulletproof vest sila, and then merong sariling security patrol dito, ang House of Representatives. And so far yan. Pero kanina, magtatanghali, dito sa North Gate ng House of Representatives, mga 2 truck ng PNP ang pumasok, and puno yun ng mga pulis na merong mga pangharang. So medyo, ang sabi sa atin, sa North Gate daw, around mga 52 policemen ang nakadeploy. Iba pa yung nandito sa South Gate.
So ito yung
Ria, yung mga bodyguard ni VP, may dala ba silang baril?
Hindi ko sure.
Hindi lang namin napansin masyado sa amin kasi medyo malayo yung kuha, no? Cellphone video lang din yon. And then, kanina, tinatry namin sana na makatawid mula doon sa press office, patawid dito sa south side ng Batasan Complex. Pero hinarang kami kagad, and we were told na hindi talaga po pwedeng tumawid.
Ria, yung
Meron
2
ba
truck,
nagsasabi kahit sino man lang na, kahit ayaw magpakot na congressman na kinukumpir na yan sa parang invasion na yan ng House of Representatives, kung may mga kasama mga security, ganon.
Armed security, if ever.
Well, Ami, ang sagot sa atin ni Kong Joel kanina, kasi parang we ask na pwede niya bang i-describe itong action ngayon ni VP Sara, considering na hindi siya dumadalo sa mga pagdinig ng Kamara. But she appeared during the Quadcom hearing na nandun yung kanyang tatay, si former President Duterte, and now na nakadetain yung kanyang Chief of Staff. Ang description is it's lack of respect in the institution. So, yun yung sagot po ni Congressman Joel. I asked him kung may plano ba siyang puntahan mismo si VP Sara para siya na makipag-uusap. Well, sabi niya, he will try to go kung nasaan man si VP Sara, which in this case, nasa tanggapan niya ni Congressman Duterte.
Ria, pwede mo bang malaman kung yung 2 truck ng police at yung 52 na police na sabi mo na sa Southgate, kaninong security yan? Sa Congress ba? Kay Vice President ba? At saka usually ang security ng Congress ay mga Marines eh. Yan ang nagsesecure ng perimeter eh.
Yung 52. Northgate yung 52. Kanina yung magtatanghali. Mga police mula sa Quezon City Police District. So yung nag-instruct sa kanila. And meron dito kasi diba sa Batasan na katapat na Batasan Police. So meron ding augmentation na kinuha doon upon the request of the House of Representatives authorities po.
Ria, in the statement that the House leaders issued today, there's a line there that says, sisiguraduhin namin na hindi na mauulit ang ganitong insidente. Do we know how they're planning to do that to make sure that, because I mean, tonight, baka, her chief of staff is still there. What if she decides to stay overnight again today? So how are they, do we have any idea at this point, paano nila planong hindi na maulit yung insidente?
Wala pa tayong klarong nakukuhang plano mula sa House leadership kung paano nila masihigpitan yung seguridad para hindi na maulit nga itong insidenteng ito, except doon nga dyan sa parte ng kanilang statement, no? It appears dun sa press con kanina ni General Taas saka ni Congressman Shuay na basta continuous lang yung kanilang pakikipag-usap sa security team ni VP Sara, yung appeal nga nila. Kasi parang kung hanggang kailan nga dito si VP Sara, no, wala namang mangyayaring hatakan or puwersahan ng pagpapaalis. Parang gano'n na kasi yung line of questioning namin kanina, no, na ano ba mangyayari? Paano nga kung maging defiant, magmatigas, hanggang Lunes yan? So, sabi nila, sana makinig daw si VP Sara. Kasi pwede naman nga daw umalis muna, magpahinga siya, balik na lang siya during visiting hours. Even on weekends, nakabukas daw. Tsaka ayaw daw na, kasi kapag ka nangyari daw to, bad precedent to eh. Yeah. Parang it appears na pinapayagan nila na mangyari to, na ganituhin yung institusyon, at makabisita even beyond visiting hours.
Yeah, I feel like it's the same issue when she didn't take the oath, right? They were worried, the congressmen were worried na, okay, this cannot be a precedent. But then, how do you, they couldn't also ensure in the end.
But they can't cite her in contempt, right? Ayaw lang nila gawin because of parliamentary
Yes.
courtesy. So if
Can
she
you
is
be cited in
she
contempt
can
because of the
also be
security
detained.
breach?
Well, theoretically, they can do it, no?
Theoretically, you can do
theoretically.
anything.
Yeah, theoretically, no? But
Lahat
I
naman
doubt if they
posible.
will, no?
Yeah.
Parang ito, nasa quandary ngayon yung House dahil they have to defend the integrity of the institution, the rules of the institution. Na hindi naman yan basta-basta pwedeng labagin with impunity. Pero at the same time, hindi naman nila pwedeng i-eject yung Vice President doon. Diba?
Yes.
It will create an incident. Kaya, at saka wala naman silang eject button katulad sa Looney Tunes. Para pala ba yung Looney Tunes?
Oo naman, oo naman.
May eject button dun eh.
Panahon ko yun eh.
Talaga.
Baka.
Nakikimillennials
Pero para
si
tayo-
Ronald.
para tayo-
Yung wacky races, kapalad ba yun?
Ay, hindi.
Hindi na.
Para tayo nanonood ng Zarzuela eh, no? Ano kaya ang pakain ng vice-presidente sa kanyang pag-camp out?
We have to talk to her.
Ang problema
But-
dyan, mas
teka lang.
may calculation si Vice President eh. Kung
Is
ano gusto
there
niyang gawin.
calculation
Oo.
or ano lang to? This is very impromptu. Okay, let Ria go first. Thank you for joining
Thank you,
Story
Ria.
Call this afternoon. News 5 correspondent Ria Fernandez.
Yung rules, Ria, kung makukuha mo.
Babasahin natin yung rule book.
Official rules na.
Moving
Thanks,
on
Ria.
now, we have on the line Deputy Speaker Congressman J.J. Suarez. Congressman Suarez, good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. Can you hear me okay?
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
Congressman, yun nga, we're still talking about the quote-unquote security breach by the Vice President overnight. What is the latest at this point? Is she still in the premises? And do we have any indication whether she's staying overnight again today?
Well, as of now, she's still in the house premises because visiting hours will be until 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So we're hoping that she can comply with the house rules, and then at 5 o'clock, maybe she can vacate the house premises. Because based on our rules, ang pagbibisita sa mga nakadetained na mga persons ay hanggang alas 5 lang po ng hapon.
Our reporter said that she's planning to stay until the next hearing on November 25. Ano pong plano natin kung sakasakaling hindi talaga siya umalis hanggang yung araw na yun?
Kanina nga po, nag-issue na ng statement yung Sergeant at Arms namin, and the chairman of the Committee on Good Government also had a press call. I think it would be to the best advantage of everybody that we abide by the rules of the House. The House has already set protocols when it comes to visiting hours. So, of course, we're nakikiusap tayo sa Vice Presidente na sana naman sumunod siya sa alituntunin ng mababang kapulungan.
Congressman,
Pero
wala
Congressman,
bang exemption yung Vice President? Kasi we remember that she also refused to take her oath nung humarap siya dun sa Committee on Good Government. Baka yan ang hinahanap nila. Is the House willing to grant that to the Vice President?
Yeah, can you say that again? Sorry, I lost you for a while.
Wala po bang exemption yung Vice President? Kasi ang nakukuha namin balita ngayon, she's planning to do this every day. And sinasabi nga nung kapatid niya, nandun lang man sa opisina ko eh. So ang tinatanong ng mga tao, exempted ba sa rules ng Congress yung Vice President of the Philippines? Kasi natatandaan din namin na she also refused to take her oath nung nag-testify siya before the Committee on Good Government. Ngayon, ma-exempt ba siya sa rules nyo sa visiting hours?
No. No one is exempted from the rules. Everybody will be treated the same. In fact, last night, we bent over and back just so that we can afford her the courtesy and extend her visiting hours way past that which was allowed. So sana naman ngayon, maintindihan po ng Vice Presidente na medyo nahihirapan na rin po yung personnel ng House because of the security concern that her presence may pose. I mean, while she is in the premises of the House, it is understood that her safety is under our care. So just so that we can avoid any untoward incident, and she doesn't need to be there. Seriously, my position is she doesn't need to be there because Ang posisyon naman po ng chairman at saka ng mga members ng committee, she's free to visit Mrs. Attorney Lopez every day. Kaso lang, wag naman po sana ilagay sa alanganin yung ibang mga nagtatrabaho sa Kongreso, especially mga empleyado at security personnel.
Congressman, anong possible recourse nyo kung hindi susunod sa inyong pakiusap si Vice President? Dahil mukhang yung kanyang inclination ay wag sumunod dahil parang yun yung kanyang conduct. Mukhang this is also a political statement na I'm not subject to your rules. Katulad nung refusal na nabanggit nga ni Ami to take the oath nung last time na dumalo siya dyan. So kung hindi niya gagawin yan, hindi siya kusang aalis dun sa or mag-a-abide sa rules nyo, anong possible recourse nyo?
Well, of course, it will be against any logical mind to physically bring her out of the House premises. That's why nakikiusap nga tayo sa kanya na kung maaari, sumunod sa alituntunin at sa kasampatakaran ng House pagdating sa pagbisita sa mga nakadetain na personnel. But you know, you have to understand also, Ronald, na just because she's the Vice President, that does not exempt her from following the rules.
Definitely.
And speaking
Diba?
of...
And you know what, and if you think about it, if she can go to the House and stay there overnight, why can't she go to a committee on good government and present herself and take her oath and explain the use of the confidential funds, di ba?
That's what I was wondering,
Yun nga po
Congressman. While she's there, since she's already in the premises, did any one of you guys, hindi yung Sergeant at Arms, go to her and try to, reason with her? I mean, since she's already there.
Actually, yes. Excellent point. Earlier today, the Sergeant at Arms spoke to her security officer, and I know he also spoke to the Vice President herself, and tried to reason with her, with regards to the situation. So I'm hoping that she can see the bigger picture and follow at saka sumunod dito po sa rules ng Kongreso pagdating sa pagbisita.
Congressman, is it in the cards to cite her in contempt at least, as a final option? Napag-uusapan po ba yan?
Well, no naman kasi we can only cite her in contempt pag nasa committee hearing kami. So wala naman po kami sa committee hearing. So I think siguro po ang pwede lang talaga makiusap tayo sa reasonableng pag-iisip ng tao na sumunod na lang because lahat naman ng mga nadidetain sa detention facility ng House, all their visitors follow the same rules. So what we don't understand is how come the second highest officer in the land can't follow the same rules that everybody has to abide by regardless of who you are.
Tingin ko, Congressman, ay nakikita niya yung bigger picture. No? Nilalagay nila kayo sa spot na damn if you do, damn if you don't.
You have to make a decision.
Di naman siya pwedeng kalad ka rin palabas. At the same time, kung mananatili siya dyan, parang pinapakita niya, she's above your rules. So, tingin ko yung bigger picture ay malinaw sa kanya. Merong level ng political calculation sa move na ito. Sabi nyo nga, yung pinakamagandang gawin ay humarap na lang sa hearing at sagutin yung lahat ng mga tanong. Diba? Pero hindi niya ginagawa yon dahil nga may iba siyang version of the bigger picture.
Yeah, but unfortunately, that version of the bigger picture is not to the best advantage of the Filipino people. Yun yung nakakalungkot doon, Ronald.
Yeah.
Kasi kung titingnan talaga natin yung bigger picture of things, I mean, is it so difficult to follow the rules? We all abide by principles, rules, and laws in the country. So she shouldn't be exempt from that. She knows that. She took her oath as the Vice President.
I think the Dutertes have a different rule.
Kung may balak na gawin si Speaker, he is the head of the House, and that is the Vice President. Hindi ba dapat mag-usap na lang yung dalawang matataas na opisyal ng bayan para matapos na yung problema? Or are there any instructions, specific instructions from the Speaker sa inyo on how you might handle this issue?
Well, we have not spoken to Speaker about it, but I think knowing the Speaker, simple lang naman mag-isip ang ating leader ng Kongreso. Kung ano ang nasa batas, ipatupad. Yun lang yun.
Yun nga lang.
That's the black and white of things.
Wala daw
So, ngayon,
penalties. Yung breach of rules. Ang sabi ng aming reporter.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah, but just because there's no penalties, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't follow them, di ba? So I think, for the Filipino people, I think we're starting to see the image of a public official that we should not really look up to. Kasi nakakahiya talaga di ba?
With regards to the detained Chief of Staff, Congressman, si Attorney Zuleika Lopez, of course she was detained because of undue interference. After the last hearing, were you able to get anything more out of her? I gathered from the hearing na hindi kayo masyado naniniwala to what she was saying, na she doesn't have any direct knowledge of how the confidential funds were spent.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, she cannot deny that she has no knowledge because she wrote 2 letters to the Commission on Audit. Number 1, addressed AOMs that the Commission on Audit saw in their audit of the utilization of the confidential funds. And the second letter, she was requesting COA not to share those documents and those observations to Congress when Congress was conducting their inquiry on this. So how can somebody write to COA and say at the same breath that they have no knowledge about the utilization of the confidential fund? It doesn't make sense. So ito rin po yung naging dahilan, isa sa mga dahilan kung bakit siya na-cite in contempt.
It's not believable that she could have just been an administrative part of it. Like, yes, she signed it, pero hindi naman niya talaga, baka nautusan lang. Is that? Yeah.
Yeah, but when you address a letter to COA explaining the utilization of confidential funds, therefore you know the substance and you know what the letter is all about. So, and she's a lawyer.
She's a chief of staff. She's not an ordinary staff.
But she was saying that they're all
so,
very compartmentalized and that, somebody else handled it, the dispersing officer, and she merely signs off on things, is her alibi.
Chief of staff is the linchpin of the office.
Well, definitely that's an alibi, but unfortunately, it's quite hard to believe.
Congressman, may balita po ba tayo kay Lemuel, Ortonio, Gina Acosta, Sunshine, and Edward Fajarda, yung 4 cited in contempt?
Na nasa various places daw.
Oh. Conducting the celebrations,
The 89th anniversary.
Sorry, Ronald. Yeah, that's another question. No? Imagine the reason why they couldn't come is because they have a month-long celebration. So their celebration started in November 15. So expected natin matatapos to ng December 15. However, the Vice President can stay in the House premises for 2 days and not celebrate with the rest of her staff. It doesn't make sense. So now, with regards to Gina Acosta and Fajardo spouses, patuloy po silang hinahanap ng PNP, and we're hoping over the weekend mahanap na po sila para matapos na rin po natin yung hearing natin sa Committee ng Good Government.
Si Mary Grace Piatos, nahanap na po ba natin?
Favorite ni Gretchen yan.
Meron po kaming 1 million pesos reward kung sino man makakapagpakilala sa amin.
Wala pa rin po.
Pero may ganung tao ba talaga? May ganung tao ba talaga?
Ayun nga ang tanong.
Nobody has come forward with any information.
Sa labas ng house, meron bang civilian gathering doon outside? Kasi usually kapag nagaganyan yung mga Duterte family, meron silang mga suporta may mga supporters na they show up, nag-ano ng mga sympathy rally o show of support. Meron na bang nagfo-form outside the House of Representatives?
Sa kasalukuyan, wala pa. And that's precisely what we want to avoid. it does not. This situation does not require any untoward incident on any side, on any group, or in any organization.
Congressman?
So sana naman hindi samantalahin to ng mga maka-Duterte or ni Vice President, because she can just simply follow the rules, and I don't know why it has to be very difficult.
Congressman, were you surprised by this incident? Dahil nakita naman natin dun sa Senate hearing, sa congressional hearing with Sara and with his father, they operate by a different set of rules. No?
Yes.
Nagtataob sila ng lamesa. They're very disruptive. No? So, nasurpresa ba kayo sa ganitong klaseng kondukta nila?
Hindi naman, nakakagulat lang kasi syempre yung iba namang nating mga nagiging panawin sa House, hindi naman ganito umasta. Sumusunod naman po sila sa mga batas at patakaran. So medyo nakakagulat lang na may mga ganitong individual na hindi handang sumunod sa mga patakaran.
Okay. We're going to have to leave that there. We've got a reporter at the Batasan. It's about 17 minutes before the visiting hours are over, so we'll continue following this story. Thank you so much for your time today, Deputy Speaker, Congressman J.J. Suarez.
Salamat, Deputy
Thank
Speaker.
you, Congressman.
We only have a few minutes left. It's 4:50 till the closing.
Closing till the end of the show?
Hours of the Batasang Pambansa.
Kala ko, 10 minutes to the end of the show.
Tibagang 5
Bitin
PM
naman, we should extend a little bit and see what happens.
para malaman natin, ano? Oo, pwede ba?
May tao ba kayo ron, Ami?
Friday naman.
Sa house ngayon? May tao kayo ron?
Nakaabang na nga. Lahat yata ng photographer nandun ngayon kung ano gagawin eh.
Oo nga.
First time ba nangyari
gagawin
ito?
kay BP?
It doesn't seem like they can do
Parang
anything.
stake out eh.
Alam ko, first time to.
Oo.
Yeah.
I mean,
Making history, ah.
but as Congressman Suarez said, what can they do except other than
Hindi,
makipag-usap?
sabi ko nga, nasa quandary sila dahil yung the other side has a strategy. May political calculation, no? At yun, very clear yun. At most probably, Ami, ano ba balita mo? Mukhang may mangyayari next month, no? Pagkatapos ng budget hearing.
Merong mga ganong-ganong mga marites sa marites.
Hindi kasi nila pwedeng isabay eh.
Hindi nila pwedeng yung mga ugong.
Hindi nila pwedeng isabay sa budget hearing eh. Ayaw nilang i-renew yung budget last year. Kaya gusto nila maaprubahan dahil election year eh. So maraming nakapasok doon, no? Kaya gusto nilang i-prioritize yun, lalo na yung mga senador. At kung matapos yun sa BICAM, ay baka may mangyari.
Yung AKAP parang pinatatanggal, ah.
Oo, pero BICAM yan eh. Magnenego pa. Quid pro quo yan eh. Kwan pa yan.
Tapos pinababalik ni Senator Joel yung pinatataas niya.
Yung original budget.
By 100 to 150 million.
Ni
ng
OVP.
OVP.
Ipaglalaban daw ni Speaker yung AKAP.
Yes. Kaya kwan pa yan. Puro nego pa yan sa bicameral.
Horse trading.
Horse trading.
That's why sabi ng mga kabayan, it should be open to the public.
Live
yung
stream
BICAM
daw.
negotiations.
Oo, dahil yung makabayan, laging bumoboto yan against the budget. Eh. Kaya,
Yung BICAM dapat open na open. Yung BICAM, remember, yung pagtanggal ng PhilHealth, yung pag-impound
Yes.
ng
Yes.
89.9 billion ng PhilHealth.
It happened
Kaya
in the
nangyari
BICAM.
through a provision in the GAA na in-insert during the BICAM lang.
yes. At
Diba?
wala na sa Senado si Senator Ping Lacson na usually ine-expose yung mga double, triple, quadruple reporting.
Yan
no?
nga eh.
At saka yung mga
Si Joel
impounding.
Villanueva, pinababalik yung yung confidential funds ni BP Sara. So titingnan natin kung ano mangyayari dyan sa mga marami pa mangyayari.
Pero bilang siguro pang wakas ng episode na ito, no? Ano sa tingin niyo yung pakay ni Vice President? Bukod sa sinabi ninyo na politically calculated ito. Politically calculated for what exactly? What is she trying to do?
Well, sinaset niya yung predicate na itong House ay itong mga hearings na ito, na binanggit na niya dati, ay hearings in aid of impeachment. No? So pinupush niya yung envelope na siya naman na nag-offensive. No? Dahil ang tingin niya may offensive laban sa kanya. No? Kaya nagbulo ngayon yung House. No? Nagbulo. No? At patapos na yung Quadcom hearing at tingin ko, ito ay parang appetizer lang. Tingin ko, meron pa silang plano na bigger disruptions.
Could this serve to generate public sympathy?
Well, merong mga forces na naghahanda ng mga mobilization, no? Pag nagsimula yung impeachment. Huwag nyo na akong tanungin kung sino yung mga grupo na yon, no?
Pero si Speaker...
Mangamoy na lang kayo sa PhilStar kung sino yung mga grupo na yan, no?
Si Speaker Martin bigla nagsalita kahapon na sinabi niya kung talagang naawa si VP Sara, harapin na lang niya yung House.
Oh, harapin na lang niya.
Akusasyon.
Yeah, that's the first time na he openly commented about it.
Correct.
Yung mga problemang yan. Pero iniintay natin ngayon how he will deal with what's happening now in his chamber, hindi ba? Kailangan din magpakita siya dyan Hindi naman siya pwedeng magtago dyan. So we're waiting for whatever he says or kung ano man. Siguro baka ngayon 5 p.m. baka naman siya magsundo dyan.
Pero nilagay sila sa isang sitwasyon na dami if you do, dami if you don't. Yun yung sinasabi ko kanina.
Because there are no...
Pero maganda din kung siya susundo, di ba? Kahit isnabin siya ni VP Sara.
Yeah.
Parang show of courtesy to the Vice President.
Yeah.
Di sunduin mo, pwede bang ako na mag-escort sa'yo palabas kasi tapos na yung visiting hours namin.
Kaso nanununtok yun
lang, diba?
Nanununtok yung Vice President No?
Di umilag siya.
Siguro susundo.
Di umilag siya.
Sama mo na lang ng camera.
But then if he escorts her, that also sends a message. Yung optics also may look bad on him na parang he has to be the one. Parang, you know,
kaya,
bakit kailangan siya yung ano.
Kaya tingin ko, by this very minute, nagka-crisis management yung mga yan.
That's why it was hard to get the congressman.
Ano ba yung dapat gawin, no? Na hindi naman tayo mapapasama.
Back to the chessboard. It is. Well, it is a few minutes, 4:55, 5 minutes to go before the closing of the Batasang Pambansa. Abangan nyo lang po sa big story mamaya. 8 p.m. kung ano ang nangyari dyan sa pag-camp out.
Talaga may pitch no?
Yes.
May pitch
In the meantime, thank you so much for joining the StoryCon today. Aming Pamintuan, Editor-in-Chief of the Philippine Star, and Ronald Llamas, our resident political pundit. Join the StoryCon again on Monday at 4 p.m. on behalf of Ed Lingao and Patrick Paes. I'm Gretchen Ho.
I'm Regina Lay. We are One News, all sides, all the time. Thanks for watching.
This is the Story Conference Group or the StoryCon Group.